Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Those of you who are familiar with my channel know that I love covering creepy topics as well as making a lot of scary themed music. So on top of my love of spooky things, I definitely love mythology, and a lot of our cute lovable Pokemon are actually based off of some really dark mythical stories that I really wanted to share with you guys. Some of these origin stories made me think very differently about these Pokemon, but anyway, let's go ahead and get started. At number 10 we have JYNX. Well, to be honest with you, JYNX can already get away with being creepy without a backstory, but in any case, a bit of inspiration for JYNX's design comes from a Japanese fashion trend called Gangoro. They basically wear a huge amount of makeup, very colorful clothing, and they usually have very bright blonde hair. The over-the-top users were called YAMA-UBA, which is actually a reference to a creepy mythical story. So this reference comes from the legend of YAMA-UBA, which are flesh-eating women who live alone in the icy mountains. So with their mean selves, they would lure travelers to their cabin so they could eat them for dinner. So that sounds absolutely fantastic. Creepy icy cannibal lady wanting to chew on you. Yeah, no, don't talk to strangers. You will die. Moving on to number 9, we have LUNALA. This Pokemon is so pretty, but some of the inspiration has some very dark stories. One possibility is that LUNALA was based off of CAMAZOTS, which was a Mayan bat god that ruled over death, sacrifice, and the night. His name literally means death bat. Death bat. Sounds like a show. One story with him is that he tricked the father of other Mayan gods, chopped off his head, and then made the other gods use it as a ball in future ball games. That's not very nice. Another possibility is ITZPAPALOTUAZTEC? Holy mother of everything. The name on screen, which was a skeletal Aztec goddess with bladed bat wings. That actually sounds really freaking cool. But she was a star demon who threatened to devour people during solar eclipses. I'm about to butcher this name. Another possible inspiration was Pia Makawulu, which was a Hawaiian mythical creature, which would make sense because Alola is based off of Hawaii. Basically, he was a creepy 8-eyed bat creature, but it would make a lot of sense considering LUNALA has that additional eye in its full moon form and whenever it attacks. Moving on to number 8, we have Lucario. Lucario is definitely one of the most loyal Pokemon that you could have, but its origins can also be a little bit dark. Lucario seems to be based off of the Egyptian god of funerals and death. Even though I feel that ANUBIS is pretty popular and a lot of people know who he is, Osiris actually took over the role of the funeral and death god. The cute puppy dog of death god apparently didn't play that big of a role in Egyptian mythology, but I don't care because he's my favorite. ANUBIS was associated with mummification, so of course he had to know how to do it. The progress is very real and was used in the ancient times, and it still exists today, except I think they do it in a much different way. The old way was shoving a hook up the nose, then pulling the brain out. That's nasty as f. Then once they pull the brain out the nose, they remove all the organs from the body. After juicing the body, cleaning it up with spices, and filling it with sand, they wrap it up to become the traditional mummy that we see in history books. ANUBIS also weighed the hearts of the deceased in order to judge if they were worthy of entering the afterlife. If they weren't worthy, he would either eat the heart or feed it to Amit, who was also the eater of hearts. ANUBIS is able to see the aura of life forms by weighing hearts, and Lucario can see life form auras. That is definitely a reference to the jackal-headed god. At number 7, we have CACTURNE. This grass dark type is already pretty creepy considering it loves to follow tired travelers around until they can't run away. But what lovely scarecrow is he based off of? In European folklore, there is a monster called the BUBAK who is either portrayed as a scarecrow or a man with a sack. Apparently, he takes adults and children and weaves clothing from their souls after he has killed them during the full moon. Why? I don't understand, that's so mean. Just go to the freaking store and buy a sweater. But monsters don't want to do that, apparently. In some stories, he is seen driving a cart pulled by black cats, which is actually really cool and I want one. Both CACTURNE and BUBAK follows people around until they die or whatever they want to do with them. Don't trust that smile. He's mean. At number 6, we have Mawile. Mawile is based off of the Japanese story called the Two-Mouthed Woman. The Japanese name for it is YUKI-ONNA. I butchered that, holy wow. But anyway, the story is about a very poor farmer who is thrilled about his new wife because she doesn't really eat anything, so he doesn't have to pay for anything. It saved the farmer a lot of money, so obviously this made him very happy. Weeks turned into months and he noticed that his grain supplies and crops were getting strangely low. One terrifying terrifying night, he awoke to see his sleeping wife devouring his crops with a second mouth on the back of her head. The strands of hair continued to feed the gaping mouth non-stop until it ate every last piece of food on the property. She probably should have mentioned that before they started dating. I think that's a very big thing. So Mawile is based off of this story. We could obviously see the mouth. It's pretty apparent, but I really think this reference is pretty cool. Moving on to number 5, we have Sableye. Sableye definitely looks like a gremlin of some sort and was possibly based off of the 1955 Hopkinsville goblin case. Basically, a farmhouse was invaded by a huge pack of 3-foot alien thingies who had bright, glowing eyes much like Sableye. They were shot on sight, however the bullets seemed to bounce right off of them, and they moved in a really quick swaying-like motion. These little munchkins definitely look like our lovely little Pokemon, and their personalities even kind of match Sableye. They are known to be hurtful little troublemakers, and Sableye can have the prankster ability, so the resemblance is impeccable. At number 4, we have Slowking. This lovable Pokemon resembles a cute hippo of some sort with a hermit crab on its head. However, there is more to this shell crown than you think. Its crown is possibly based off of the Saze Oni, which is a magical sea demon from Japanese folklore. The most popular legend is that a group of pirates rescued a drowning woman from the sea and led her onto the ship. They thought she was pretty hot, so they wanted to do the naughty with her. She agreed, but she cut their man parts off, and this obviously made them a little bit upset, so they threw her back into the ocean where she transformed into her true monstrous form. She made a deal with them. If they wanted their man parts back, they would have to give her a huge amount of gold. So Slowking is based off of a gold digger water demon thing. Okay. Moving on to number 3, we have SNEASEL. SNEASEL is based off of the Kamaitachi, which is a weasel demon from Japanese mythology. These weasels have sickles for hands, much like SNEASEL, but they hunt humans in packs of 3. Each of them have their own job because they are very organized little critters, apparently. One is supposed to knock you down, the second one cuts off your leg or chops off a piece of flesh off your leg, and the last one sews it up as if nothing has ever happened. This is supposed to happen extremely fast, so you don't even realize that you've been attacked. Legend also says that it doesn't hurt and there's no bleeding at all because the third demon puts medicine on it so you can't feel anything or something. So basically every time you trip in Japan, a weasel just chopped off your leg. Hooray! SNEASEL and its evolution are both extremely fast Pokemon, so who knows? Maybe they like to chop off pieces of flesh from its opponent's legs. At number 2, we have ESPEON. It's so cute! And we know that all the evolutions are based off of phoenix foxes, but they also have traces of mythology and other animals within them. In ESPEON's case, it has a lot of cat-like features. ESPEON as well as Meowstic are based off of the Bakeneko, which is another demon from Japanese mythology. Disclaimer, I cannot speak Japanese, so bear with me. These creatures have split tails, and much like the fox or the kitsune, they can shapeshift and learn human speech. They can disguise themselves as humans and even possess humans. One of the cruelest things they can do is manipulate the dead to do their bidding. That's very mean, especially thinking that you just lost a loved one, and then the Bakeneko could make that loved one pop up at your door just to taunt you. These creatures seem to really hate humans. One of their pastimes is apparently sucking out the spirit of other humans. Another activity is joining wolf packs just to attack humans. I'm glad that ESPEON isn't really that mean, and wolf packs do not go and attack humans. Come on, they're more scared of you than— well, these myths are funny. Good puppy. So that is ESPEON's origin. We have covered many creepy stories about our favorite Pokemon origins, and hopefully you still love them. All of these were pretty terrifying to me, so despite the order, I thought that they were equally scary considering these are supposed to be cute little creatures from a video game. But let's go ahead and cover the last Pokemon. At number 1, we have FROSLASS. FROSLASS is a female-only Pokemon and is based off of the Japanese myth of a very beautiful ghost woman. She's called YUKI-ONNA, who wears a white kimono and has very long black hair. We see a lot of scary Japanese movies such as The Grudge and The Ring with the creepy long black hair and the white outfits. It's kind of a traditional thing in Japan. Anyways, some stories say that YUKI-ONNA would stand around hugging babies and would ask travelers to hug that child. When the person would, the child would become heavier until the holder becomes covered in snow. He or she eventually freezes to death as they are not able to move. If someone didn't want to hug the kid, then she would push them off a cliff, because she seems like a nice woman. Those who were able to withstand her test would get super strong. She has a lot of ways of committing cruel things, such as stealing the livers of children and freezing people to death. She either led you away from a safe zone until you died of exposure to the cold weather, or she was capable of freezing your entire body within seconds. Or she just wanted to push you off a cliff. because she felt like it. A lot of the tales are different. One is that if you made eye contact with her, she would eat you alive. And here's another one that I would totally die at. Sometimes she would appear at a mountain hut and ask for water. If you didn't know who she was and you gave her water, then she would kill you. It's all a freaking trick. The right response is giving her hot tea. Then she'll let you live. This chick has issues. How would you know that? That sounds like something I would do. Just kidding. If she happened to be in a good mood, she might let you live if you happen to encounter her. But most of the time, she's usually really bad news. So that is all the Pokemon that we're going to be covering today. I hope you enjoy these lovely mythical stories. I love this kind of stuff. And I actually have a lot more mythological stuff I wanted to share with you. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon related content and the occasional songs. Again, be sure to subscribe to join the family and world domination. It's very, very fun. And here's my social links because I'm supposed to say that apparently. I don't really know. But anyway, I hope you had fun and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!